in University Star League on this show events we're playing Loser's Pick, and so Jernstrom has picked MLG Ohana as the next map.
Yeah, a really interesting choice, I actually got to say, because this map is actually really good for 2-base all-ins from the Protoss side of things.
Yeah, it is. I find a lot of time Zerg have a lot of trouble taking a third, especially if Toss goes, well, anything more than one gate is open.
Yeah, I mean, do you think we're going to see a gateway expansion this time?
Well, it's possible. I don't know Yahweh's playstyle at all, but he did it last game, so it's indeed possible.
Yeah. And I mean, it's really interesting seeing Gateway first into expansion because it isn't. Yeah. It's really underutilized. We see players such as Startail, Quantic, Sase, and Nanua using it quite irregularly. But I mean, when they do, it really works. And now, in the bottom right, we have our Zerg player right now down 0-1 in score. Give it up for Jernstrom!
Yes, and in the upper left. Our Toss player currently up 1-0, a player who I have been informed never goes fast expand, forward fast expand. Give it up for Yahweh!
And here we actually see Yahweh going for that in-base pylon once again. I think we're going to see a mirror of the last game.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm very curious about this. Why doesn't he try to wall his ramp?
I mean, if you go for a gateway expansion, there isn't really so much worry for early pressure, just because of that early unit count you're getting out.
No, but I mean, as a safety procedure, just have that choke ready for later in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you mean walling at the ramp up to the main? That's actually something really important to do. But I think he's just going to try to push his timings right now, as we can see that pylon being really close to the Nexus, needing to move his workers as little as possible, just put down that pylon and have as tight as a room as possible for his pushes. Actually.
Yeah, because the Jernstrom scouted a lot earlier than Yahweh, and Jernstrom also changed his build. He's not going hatchery first this game, he's going pool first.
Yeah, and he might actually see this natural being denied.
Yeah, this was... Of course, this is standard. I almost expect this probe of Yahweh to throw down a pylon when he's almost out of life. And but Jernstrom is just waiting. There, the drone is attacking the probe, and now he has to run away.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually one hit left on that probe, and he's going to start regenerate shield right now. But I mean, it's really fragile at this state. And if I were Jernstrom, I would actually build a circling couple and throw them out there just to hunt down that little bit of probe and push into Yahweh's base and see what's up. Because now we see a gateway opening at first, but I mean, there's always the possibility of some gateway pressure into expand. And if you don't really foresee that, you might actually just die because you drone too much.
Yeah, I lost on this map a couple of times to double proxy gateway.
Yeah,
it's so easy to hide those gateways on this map, I feel, as a Terran player.
There's a little nook right here over
Jernstrom's
base that you can actually hide those two proxy gateways. But now we see Yahweh having his little probe here in the middle of the map. He might actually go for some gateway pressure. But if we look at the minerals tab, he's just going to put down his Nexus as soon as he reaches 400 minerals.
Yeah, it looks like he's going the same build as last time. It's going one gateway, research warp gate, and then expand.
Yeah.
But we do have that pair of links out for Jernstrom that you were talking about.
Yeah, and they are facing a sellout in the middle of the map, and this is what gateway first gives you, map control. Because that sellout takes so much damage, and it's shields that they're losing at first, and that isn't really important.
Yahweh is beginning his wall off, at the same time Jernstrom gets by up into the main base and gets a full scout of what's going on.
Yeah, and now he's just going to scout how far along that warp gate is. I mean, seeing that the warp gate isn't done, no chrono boost being dumped into that, and spotting that sentry is actually really big.
Yeah, that's really big. He knows that all 100 gas went into building that one unit. Yeah. So the tech options, well, they reduce drastically from that.
If we look at the front of Yahweh right now, it's actually really good wall off. We have a small space that his units can just stand on hold position and let no Zerglings in when you see two gateways.
But what I don't like is that the pylon is part of the wall off.
Yeah, I mean, that's really vulnerable to Baneling Bust, as we saw Jernstrom doing against RMP in our last event.
Yeah, lots of Baneling busts.
Yeah.
So, as you were talking about, Jernstrom scouted Yahweh's expansion and immediately put down his own third. But what is this? Yahweh is looking to put down a proxy pylon over here.
Yeah, I mean, his probe is actually out on that, and I'm really surprised that Jernstrom isn't actually looking for it. If we see these couple of Zerglings, they aren't actually queued up to search for the entirety of this map.
Yeah, but it wasn't a proxy pylon. He's just hiding the probe over there to go in later and have a look.
Yeah.
In tech-wise, we see Jernstrom is going for Roach this time.
Yeah, a really smart choice. If I were him, I would just go for the car pace upgrade and then go for a lair.
Oh, there's a proxy pylon.
Yeah. I think we're just going to spot some gateway pressure here with +1.
It seems to be the exact same build as last time. 5 gate +1 attack, but this time, no, he actually had all those sentries the last time as well.
Yeah. I mean, here we see warping in a couple of sentries and a stalker.
Oh, and here comes the push.
Yeah, this is really early actually, and Jernstrom has one roach on the way. This isn't going to be near enough.
No, Yahweh is once again looking to deny this third as soon as it's up, but this time he doesn't have all those sellers with him.
Yeah,
and he does take the queen, and this time he isn't able to force field all those drones, but he is going to be able to take down this third, I think.
Yeah,
Jernstrom does have 6 roaches on the way though.
Yeah, he is going to deny this third, but with these roaches popping out, I actually think that Jernstrom is actually having quite a good opportunity to hold this push if Yahweh actually... He has 0 Zealots, and Zealots are excellent at tanking roach damage.
Yeah, and of course keeping those roaches from getting at the sentries and the stalkers as well. So, I feel Jernstrom really has to do some damage now. I think he should gear up and do a push.
Yeah, and he's gotten a really critical mistake here. He hasn't researched link speed. So if he counts on putting in some links into this composition for surrounds, he's just going to have some slow links walking with his roaches rather than in front of them.
Yeah, but he does have roach speed on the way now.
Yeah,
and roach attack.
Yeah, this is really smart, but as we see Yahweh being really foresighted and putting down that Robo in the main, along with the Twilight Council to continue his upgrade advantage.
And the Robo Bay is about to finish as well. Do you think we're going to see some Immortals here?
I
don't know.
I think Yahweh is going to take third, actually, based on this pylon on the low ground at his natural.
Yeah, we also see an infestation pit coming up from Jernstrom. Jernstrom is floating quite a bit of money. I'm not sure. Does he have the larva to spend it, or what's the problem?
I have no idea. If I would give a wild guess, I think he's just going to try to saturate this third as soon as possible and just go into a roach ling attack.
Yahweh sees all these roaches coming and he has a lot of sentries, so Jernstrom is not going to be able to push up that ramp if Yahweh is keen on his force fields.
Yeah, and excuse me, we have an infestation pit finishing in the main of Jernstrom, and there we see
pathogen glands.
Pathogen glands researching. Really important against a sentry-heavy composition.
Okay, so he's looking to go Infestor. Infestor, of course, the unit that's been in all the talk about the metagame in the last weeks. Is it OP or not?
Yeah.
What do you feel?
I think it's really good, and I think that Infesting Terrans are even better.
Yeah.
It gives you quite a bit of an army advantage. I mean, if you are maxed, and you throw out a couple of extra infested Terrans.
Yeah, like 40 or so.
Yeah, I mean, that's really important. And here we see Jernstrom reacting to that little bit of pile-up at the third. I think, is he going to spot this above his fourth?
Well, it doesn't seem like he's going to spot it before he's taking his fourth.
Yeah.
We have a lone stalker chasing that roach into the creep.
Yeah, and I mean...
No man's land.
Smart enough by Yahweh actually not entering that creep, because roaches on creep against the stalker, even if it has blink, I mean, there's no way. Yeah. But Jernstrom really slacking on his macro right now. He needs a macro hatch. He needs to saturate his third, and I don't know, his macro is looking under all critique in this game.
He's taking his fourth, but he still has 1,000 minerals in the bank. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, really. I don't think he has the larva. I think he's failed some of his larva injects, and also he lost 1 or 2 queens at that first attack, of course.
Yes, and we actually missed an engagement here at the third of Yahweh Jernstrom trying to do something with his roaches, but spotting those sentries, spotting that Immortal, he just decided to go home.
Yes, Yahweh is warping in at Jernstrom's 4th and is attacking it with a couple of zealots. And that's not going to go up at this moment, but here comes the roaches to save it. Oh, it's close. Oh, it's really close. Oh, it's really close. Oh, he cancels at the very last second.
And here we see Yahweh actually pushing into the creep of Jernstrom with an observer denying that creep. And if the Fungals can be really good, I think that Jernstrom can actually just shut down this slight aggressive movement.
Yeah, he's got those infestors out. They've been out for a while, so he has some energy on them. And also, he's actually up 50 supply at this moment, John.
Yeah, but we've got to remember those roaches being extremely heavy in supply. Yeah, they're quite cheap on the minerals, quite cheap on the gas, but they are so supply heavy.
Yeah, but still, I don't think Java could hold on an all-in push at this moment.
I don't know. Yahweh is preparing for getting that mothership out. We see a Stargate in the production tab, and we see that Templar archives for those deadly Archons in the natural.
Well, here we go. Jernstrom is moving in with his roaches and infestors. He's got a lot of infestors and even more roaches, of course.
Yeah, I mean, putting down that changeling in the front, trying to spot where those sentries are, really important.
Yeah, and they were... Oh, he's gonna...
I don't know if I agree with that, because that are just... Those are just infested terrors doing nothing. I mean, he's going to pick up Pylon and nothing else.
He loses a couple of roaches there, but he's going after ramp to the natural this moment.
He might actually have enough right here. I mean, there's a ton of roaches, and he has pretty good upgrades. 2-0 attack upgrades.
Yeah, he's pushing through, and Jawa has lost all his army at this moment. He has nothing except that Immortal, of course, on the high ground. That's going to do a lot of damage.
This is a really funky game.
I would like to see a fungal growth on those probes. No.
Now we see 19 roaches, 20 roaches in the production tab, and the supply is just plummeting for Yahweh.
Yeah, and Jernstrom is maxed, and he's attacking both the third and the natural at this moment, so I think he's going to take this.
There's no way that Yahweh can actually hold this. I mean, he has sentries on the top ramp, but those aren't going to do a thing.
No, they can keep them out, but they can't protect anything at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, this is GG. I don't want to be such a negative caster, but there's actually nothing that Yahweh can actually do to get back from this. We see Jernstrom producing 2 spires in his main and that hive on the way, and I mean, this is over. This is way over.
I don't know what happened actually. I felt that Yahweh had a substantial lead, but it just went away.
Yeah, I mean, he did have an army advantage in the mid game, but it all went to nothing when he just moved out and denied some creep tumors and then just went boom. You need to do something with that army advantage while you still have it.
Yeah, when you're ahead, what you do?
Well,
you get more ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the rule.
He denied that third, he got his own third, but he didn't actually accomplish anything.
So, Yahweh down to 1 base, he's force-fielding the ramp, and he can do this for a while, yeah, but he can't win the game this way.
Yeah, and as we know, 1 base Protoss always beats 4 base Zerg.
Yeah, it's common.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. I think Linux lost to 1 base from MC the other day. on 5 bases.
Here we see Jernstrom getting really funky, getting that Overlord speed and Overlord drop. I think he's just going to show off a little bit right here and just drop into the main.
And Yahweh keeps force-fielding that ramp. And there's the GG, finally.
A really funky game from our 2 players. In the middle of game, I had actually no idea what was going on.
No, me neither.
Because Yahweh had an advantage going into the mid-game, denying the third, killing some drones, killing a queen. He had all the right opportunities to get ahead and just win. But for some reason, Jernstrom just prevailed.
Yeah, I think we've seen 2 very different games from both players. Both of them falling, all the way to either player's side.